you do.
I'm Sean Eaton, and I am a photographer here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
I love you. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
What is your favorite piece of decor?
Oh, God, this is so hard to choose. I'd have to say, out of everything, I have two. The first is my mirror table that I have by the window by my bar. I acquired it when I was working at the American Eagle headquarters, and it was a set piece on the one of the sets for Aerie, and it fell over and got a little chip in the top of it, so it couldn't be used for commercial purposes anymore, and it was given to me by the set designer as a little happy Thanksgiving. Unsure of the manufacturer or designer, but I do know it's an original piece from the 60s.
It's so good. Okay, what's your other piece?
My other piece is my the lamp hanging over my dining table. It's an old gymnasium light that my good friend Nico Harpkopf found for me at a reuse store in Pittsburgh. And we just fed the existing chandelier socket through the top of the dome. And now I have a fun, sort of edgy...
Unique, like no one else has that.
Mm-mm.
What's your favorite piece of art?
This is hard.
Disclaimer, the art in Sean's bedroom is not his art. Unless he wants it to be, but
Right.
it's a borrow for the sake of this feature.
I did just move in a month ago, so the bedroom's still a work in progress. But I really wanted to focus on the living space first, because it's like where I spend most of my time.
It's also so good. So
Thank you. My favorite piece of art, I really love, not to be conceited, but I really love the tintype that was taken of me by a local Pittsburgh photographer, Jason Snyder. He took that, I think, in 2016. And then I also really love my Debbie Harry by Andy Warhol.
so good.
I love her. You know, we love Debbie, and having her on my wall. I used to work at the Warhol when I was in college, so having a little piece of him around is really special.
Sean, what makes you feel good in your space?
What makes me feel good is, so sometimes I just sit here, because like when I first moved into this apartment, I have this issue when I move, and I can't go to sleep unless I have it as close to livable as I can. Like
It's
the
a
day I move
condition.
in. Yeah, it's a condition for sure. So I moved in, it was nighttime. I got everything kind of in a space that felt good. And I woke up the next morning and had the light coming in and just felt so pleased with how everything looks. I don't have a TV, you know, you'll notice in the video, I don't have any TV in my living space because I like to focus more on like socialization and conversation and obviously a cocktail or three.
Yeah.
So I think what makes me feel happiest about my space is having people here with me, enjoying it, and having the space filled with conversation, and just overall enjoying the fruits of my labor.
I love that. What's your favorite thing to do when you're alone? PG rated, please.
Okay. My favorite thing to do when I'm alone is to develop recipes. I love to cook. I'm a big measure with your heart person. So recipes don't necessarily like recipes that you find online or like in cookbooks don't necessarily do it for me. I do have a lot of cookbooks, but so like sometimes I'll have like a bunch of stuff in my fridge and I'm not quite sure what to do with it. So I'll scour through my books, find something that's like remotely could be used, and then I just sort of wing it until something feels right. Cooking is a long process in this house. It takes it's always like 2 or 3 hours of a process. Usually there's like drinks involved and music and, the occasional live streaming of Beyonce videos. And I do spend a lot of time home alone after work and whatnot, just decompressing. So cooking is my favorite thing to do here.
What's your favorite scent, for home or otherwise?
Ooh, well, to wear, Dior Homme Sport. I've worn it for probably 5 years now. I love it to death. I think for like a candle, I love things that smell sort of like leather, if that makes sense, but like with like a nice like a warming note to sort of pull away the masculine aspect of like that like leather musk smell. So like an amber sandalwood sort of scent, not something super overpowering. I don't want people to like walk in and be like, whoa. Just like a little.
It's not a candle.
Yeah, just like something very subtle, but it doesn't feel necessarily like masculine or feminine, because I don't think that I fit really in either of those camps in terms of like style, scent, clothing, anything like that. So just something very neutral, warm, welcoming.
What's your favorite coffee table book that you own?
My favorite coffee table book that I own, my favorite one currently, it's a retrospective book of Richard Avedon's advertising work, titled Avedon Advertising. Richard Avedon's one of my favorite photographers of all time. He pretty much invented fashion photography, and that's probably what he's most known for is his fashion and his deadpan portraits as he got older, photographing presidents and celebrities and everything. But I feel like his advertising work, which is how he made his money, is overlooked. And having this collection of all of his advertising work is, it's a totally different lens of viewing his work. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't remotely look anything like his personal work either. Coming from a marketing advertising background in photography for the past 7 years, I like to look at his work because, they always say what's been comes back. And, I think there's definitely, I've noticed in the past couple of years sort of like the trend back to this like old school look of advertising photography.
Where do you draw design inspiration from?
I find a lot of stuff on Instagram, to be honest with you. I follow a lot of interior design accounts, and I grew up watching HGTV with my mother, too. So there's a lot of things that I see on there that I'm like, oh, that's almost there. Like maybe if they just did this differently, it would be right. And I've been blessed with, like I said, Nico Harpkoff found the light for the kitchen. He collects and sells designer furniture, specifically from, I'd say, like 1950 to like 1980. So I've had him as an influence in my style for the past almost 6 years, and I love his style. So I've sort of just picked up on things, and obviously Michelle's stylish, and
Oh, me?
I've been watching your TikToks.
Well, thank you so much, Sean, for hanging out with me today and welcoming us into your home.
Yeah. Thanks for stopping by.
Okay, love you, bye.
Now get out.